Thank you very much for joining us today to commemorate this sad but historic day where we mark 1 year of the completion of the unprecedented and inhuman military siege and communication blockade of our brethren in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir state. These have been illegal and unilateral actions on the part of Indian government taken on the 5th of August 2019, which have resulted in a crime against humanity that has destroyed the lives, crippled livelihoods, and imperiled the very identity of people in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Ladies and gentlemen, 8 million Kashmiris have been made prisoners. 8 million is a figure which is quite near to the total population of the country that we live in, just to be clear. They are under a virtual lockdown. As I said, prisoners in their homes. Their communications with the outside world have been blocked, deliberately revoked, to hide the scale of human rights violations being perpetrated against them by the Indian occupation forces. Young men are being extrajudicially martyred in fake encounters and the so-called cordon and search operations by the occupation forces, almost on a daily basis, while the Kashmiri political leadership remains incarcerated. The extremist and expansionist BJP and RSS combined, represented by the current Indian government. BJP is the political party and RSS, as Dr. Modi has explained for you in Arabic, is a religious militant group which actually provides the ideology to the political party of BJP. The Indian government led by the BJP is unabashedly pushing the Hindutva agenda, taking a leaf from the Israeli occupation government's book on racism. The racist and Hindu supremacist Indian government is seeking to change the demography in Kashmir by turning its Muslim majority into a Muslim minority. The revocation of Article 370 and Article 35 Alpha of Indian Constitution is aimed at nothing else but the primary goal of changing the demography of Jammu and Kashmir, so that in a time to come, as and when the Indian government wants to absolve itself of the legacy that it is carrying on its shoulders of not implementing the UN resolutions and its commitments on Kashmir, one day when they have sufficiently implemented this demographic plan, they will come out to the world and say, okay, we are ready for a plebiscite, and now that we are confident we have more non-Muslims, more Hindus in Kashmir than Muslims, so a vote will be a favorable thing to us. So that's the grand plan under which Pakistan sees that these two articles have been done away with. As expected, the Kashmiris have rejected the illegal engagements in deception, and so has Pakistan. Our parliamentarians, journalists, humanitarians, workers, international human rights organizations, and members of international community have also raised their voices on continuing gross human rights violations in illegally Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir. India stands exposed today before the world yet again as an oppressor and as an aggressor. Its so-called secular and democratic credentials stands fully discredited. We expect, therefore, that India must realize that martyrdom of each Kashmiri and the burning and destruction of each Kashmiri house will only further strengthen Kashmiri's resolve for freedom from Indian occupation. Throughout the Kashmiri struggle, Pakistan will stand shoulder to shoulder with its Kashmiri brethren until they realize their inalienable right to self-determination through free and impartial plebiscite under the auspices of United Nations as per the relevant United Nations Security Council resolutions. For the sake of besieged people of illegally occupied Indian occupied Jammu and Kashmir and for the sake of fairness, justice, and human dignity, it is imperative that international community steps in immediately and backs its words of condemnation with practical steps that will force India to reverse its present course of action against the Kashmiri people. On our part, as Pakistanis, let us sound it absolutely clearly. Pakistan will always be with its brothers and sisters in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. We will never accept, and neither will the Kashmiris, the illegal Indian actions and oppression of Kashmiri people. India has already failed in keeping the voices of Kashmiri people from reaching to the international community. Now, India will fail in forcing its majoritarian Hindutva mindset on a people unwilling to compromise and fundamental freedoms. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen, for joining us.